Tonight, several breaking headlines. The Las Vegas massacre. The sheriff late today and the new timeline now revealed tonight. When did the hero security guard get shot? When did the massacre begin? And how long did it take for police to arrive? As we also learn tonight who else the gunman was aiming for. Also developing tonight, the healthcare bombshell. President Trump's midnight move, his effort to disassemble Obamacare, killing billions in subsidies that help cover the costs of care. Tonight, you will hear from American families affected. And the Iran nuclear deal tonight, the president revealing he will not certify it, calling it unacceptable. Worldwide reaction coming in. The new concern in California at this hour, the wildfires and the death toll now growing. Worsening winds expected this weekend, and the couple surviving in their pool, the fire all around them. And tonight here, the pets. Harvey Weinstein, what the company bearing his name now says about its future, and the new allegations tonight. And did police go too far? The protest and the chaos outside an American high school.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on a very busy Friday night. And we begin with that new timeline late today from Las Vegas. Authorities coming before the cameras now 12 days after the massacre with yet another timeline. And for the first time, we are seeing the hotel security guard right there in the middle. We learn when he was shot. When did the gunman then start firing on that crowd? And for the first time, we are hearing the gunman also trained his weapons on the first responders. ABC senior national correspondent Matt Gutman leading us off from Las Vegas.
Tonight, the Las Vegas sheriff unveiling that new timeline.
Excuse me for my emotion.
With his voice cracking, he says he now agrees with the new hotel timeline put out last night.
I am very well aware of the MGM statement provided yesterday. I agree with their statement.
12 days after the massacre, there have been changing timelines and questions about whether the response could have been quicker. Tonight, the Las Vegas sheriff now says it was at 9:59 that this security officer, Jesus Campos, just 25 years old in this image, responds to a door alarm and finds a barricaded door on the 32nd floor adjacent to the killer suite. Within minutes, the sheriff said that security officer is shot by the gunman at approximately 10:05.
Mr. Campos received his wounds in close proximity to 2205. He attempted to relay that information via his radio.
He says it was then, that same time at 10:05, that the gunman began firing on the crowd.
2205, the number that was provided earlier, referenced the majority of fire upon our community.
Paddock raining hundreds of bullets on the crowd of 22,000 for 10 minutes. And 2 minutes after the gunfire ended, the sheriff said his teams arrived on the 32nd floor. That's at 10:17. 12 minutes after Paddock began firing, they determined that the shooting had stopped.
We did not believe we had continually had an active shooter.
Also tonight, the sheriff's stunning revelation that Paddock had attempted an even more catastrophic attack, aiming for those fuel tanks on the edge of McCarran Airport, so visible from the air.
And you can see how incredibly far some of those bullets traveled, going over the fairgrounds and hitting those fuel tanks on the other side.
The sheriff also revealing that his own officers arriving at the scene, who you see rushing for cover and protecting civilians, may have been specifically targeted. One of them, Brady Cook.
Brady sustained a substantial wound to his shoulder, through his bicep, into his chest, and out his back. And the reason why I bring this one up, he asked me if he could go back to work today.
And Matt Gutman with us live tonight from Las Vegas. And Matt, tonight the sheriff also saying the FBI will now take a larger role. And federal authorities today did say it appears this gunman did act alone. No evidence of any affiliations yet.
That's right, David. Their FBI is taking over because of the scale of this investigation. They have hundreds of eyewitnesses to speak to, hundreds of police officers, and countless hours of surveillance video to sift through. Now, the FBI is focusing on a timeline and a motive. They still say they don't know why he did it, only that he acted alone. David.
Matt Gutman leading us off tonight. Matt, thank you. We turn next here to that healthcare bombshell. President Trump taking steps on his own to dismantle Obamacare after Republicans in Congress could not get a repeal. First signing an executive order yesterday, then the president making a midnight move overnight, cutting off billions in insurance subsidies that help many working-class Americans who make too much to be covered by Medicaid, but too little to cover their own health care. Here's ABC's Mary Bruce.
Tonight, President Trump is vowing to rip apart Obamacare piece by piece.
One by one, it's going to come down, and we're going to have great health care in our country. We are going to have great health care.
Late last night, he dropped a bombshell, cutting off $7 billion in subsidies that help lower-income Americans afford coverage. The White House calling those payments unlawful. Hanging in the balance tonight, the roughly 7 million Americans who make too much to qualify for Medicaid but still need help paying for coverage. Americans like Marcy Shelton, a retiree in Nevada who leans on these subsidies to afford her coverage.
If it gets too high, I'm afraid that I'm just not going to be able to afford it at all, and that's terrifying.
In Iowa, programmer Mason McCoy says he can barely afford the subsidized plan he has now.
It's nothing more than another assault on poor people.
The Congressional Budget Office says premiums for some could climb by up to 20% and predicts many Americans will likely lose coverage. After the president and Republicans in Congress could not find a way to repeal Obamacare, now the president is out to do it on his own. In the last 24 hours, signing an executive order paving the way for insurers to offer plans that cost less but cover less too.
People will have great health care.
Tonight, Democrats say this isn't great care, it's sabotage.
Make no mistake, last night the president single-handedly decided to raise America's health premiums for no reason except spite and cruelty.
But the president says Obamacare is a broken mess.
What would be nice if the Democratic leaders could come over to the White House, we'll negotiate some deal that's good for everybody. That's what I'd like.
But many Republicans tonight already fear the political consequences.
And we will, in fact, own this problem. The president's action today was unhelpful.
And Mary Bruce with us live tonight from Capitol Hill. And Mary, we also heard today from Ohio's governor, Republican John Kasich, who, of course, ran against Donald Trump during the Republican primary, but no less a harsh warning from him tonight.
David, he says this move by the president will lead to confusion and higher health costs. Now, here on the Hill, there is a bipartisan effort to replace these subsidies. The big question tonight, can they come to an agreement, and how soon? David?
Mary Bruce set her post on the Hill for us again tonight. Thanks, Mary. And another major move from the president today, decertifying the Iran nuclear agreement, telling Congress to impose new sanctions or he'll leave the deal completely. Swift reaction from many U.S. allies tonight. And here's ABC's chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl.
Defying some of America's closest allies and even some of his own advisors, the president today declared that Iran is not keeping its side of the nuclear agreement negotiated under President Obama.
The Iran deal was one of the worst and most one-sided transactions the United States has ever entered into.
The president called on Congress to impose new sanctions on Iran if it does not curb its missile program and its support for terrorism, things not covered under the nuclear agreement.
The Iranian regime continues to fuel conflict, terror, and turmoil throughout the Middle East and beyond. Importantly, Iran is not living up to the spirit of the deal.
But President Trump stopped short of doing what he had said he would do during the campaign: get out of the deal, a step that would give Iran the green light to restart its nuclear weapons program.
Mr. President, you had said you were going to rip the Iran deal up, and you called it the worst ever.
Well, I may do that. I may do that. The deal is terrible. So what we've done is, through the certification process, we'll have Congress take a look at it, and I may very well do that.
Even before the president spoke, Secretary of State Rex Tillerson had been working the phones to reassure European allies who are firmly committed to the Iran deal.
So let's get to John Karl live at the White House tonight. And John, Secretary Tillerson, as you point out there, given the task of calling our allies, what is he hearing on the other end of the line?
Well, they're not particularly happy with the president's actions, but after those conversations, what's notable is that France, Germany, and the UK did not directly criticize the president and said they would work with the United States on curbing Iran's support for terrorism and its missile program. David, as for Iran, the Iranian president said that the United States is completely alone on this, but the Iranians said that they will stay in the agreement, at least for now. David?
John Carl at the White House on a Friday night for us. Thank you, John. We turn next year to California's deadly and devastating wildfires. They fear possible worsening winds there this weekend. Dangerous conditions expected through Sunday, winds up to 50 miles an hour. And look at this tonight. Smoke 75 miles away in San Francisco. People wearing masks, schools closed today. ABC's Lindsay Janis in Santa Rosa again tonight amid news stories. One couple surviving in their neighbor's pool, the fire all around them.
Tonight, firefighters keeping up the battle to save homes amid the deadliest week in California fire history.
The enormity of this disaster we're only beginning to understand.
Harrowing stories of the victims now emerging. The Shepherd family's car catching fire as they fled the flames. 14-year-old Kai didn't make it. The rest of the family badly burned. The fires now larger than New York City.
This is how so much of the battle against these fires is being fought by hand. Firefighters spraying and raking the ground, putting out hot spots.
More than 3,500 structures destroyed. In Sonoma, a team of firefighters saving several homes in just a few hours.
We were just literally running from house to house. It's super smoky, it's super hot, you really can't see very well.
Tonight, with hundreds of people still missing, we're learning incredible stories of survival.
She said, "You got to get out of that house."
Jan and John Pasco say their daughter called to alert them to the fire.
I looked out my window and there was a wall of flame out my window. So that's how fast it happened for us. We had no warning.
Their only option? Their neighbor's pool, holding each other in the water.
And countless family pets rescued too. The Sonoma County Humane Society treating cats with burned paws.
Doing hard work there to help save the animals. And that story of the pool is just something, Lindsay. Lindsay Janis back with us from Santa Rosa tonight. And Lindsay, you were telling us they're now estimating the damage to housing alone there at more than $1 billion already.
That's right, David. At least 5% of the housing here in Santa Rosa totally wiped out. The damage estimate, more than $1.2 billion. And you can see just how quickly people fled. These 3 wheelchairs left charred and mangled right outside this house. David?
All right, Lindsay Janis, excellent reporting for us all week. Let's get right to Rob, because there are red flag warnings back up in Northern California, and you were saying concern in Southern California this weekend, too.
Yeah, David, it's shaping up to be a statewide event. You saw Lindsay's shot, not blowing there yet, but shortly after midnight, we're looking for the winds to really crank up. Red flag warnings, there they are. We started off in NorCal, where the winds will reach critical fire criteria after midnight. By tomorrow morning, we're talking about Los Angeles and Ventura counties. Winds will be ripping there. The higher elevations could gust to 50 miles an hour. These are dry Santa Ana winds, dropping humidity levels to below 10%. Those are dangerous levels right through the weekend, Dave.
All right, we'll be watching you, Rob. Next tonight, to the crisis in Puerto Rico, home to 3.5 million American citizens, more than 3 weeks now after Hurricane Maria struck. They heard that warning from President Trump late this week, tweeting, "FEMA can't be in Puerto Rico forever." We were there in San Juan 2 weeks ago, not far from where the president landed. Apartment buildings in San Juan with no electricity, no elevators, no drinking water. We promised we would stay in touch with those families, and we sent ABC's Victor Akendo back there tonight. Is it any better?
Tonight in Puerto Rico, just 9% of people have power now, 23 days after the hurricane hit. It was a week ago the president visited, and those images of him tossing out supplies. In the last 24 hours, the president warning Puerto Rico FEMA cannot stay forever, but then today tweeting, "I will always be with them." But 22 days in, we traveled back to the apartment building David and the team visited more than a week ago. That neighborhood, about 15 minutes from where the president landed, up that dark stairwell, down the hallway, where we met Lizbeth Vasquez Delgado from New York City. There, taking care of her parents.
We had heard that inspectors had been visiting some of these buildings all over Puerto Rico. Have you seen any inspectors?
No, not at all. They have not come to see what has happened to these apartments.
No one has come?
No one has come.
And how much food and water have they brought?
None.
Nothing.
None at all.
And with no power, no clean drinking water inside her parents' tiny apartment, their windows still blown out by Hurricane Maria. And in the bedroom, her parents, Elmer and Gloria, on the bed, in need of medication. Now, 23 days after the hurricane, they tell us still no clean drinking water and still generators powering the hallways just a couple hours a day.
Do you feel like you've been abandoned?
In fact, across Puerto Rico, home to nearly 3.5 million Americans, 37% have no access